hurricane season is probably a good reminder to go through and make sure that any old food is brought to the front. And that way we rotate and make sure that we're not letting stuff go bad. And that way, if in fact something does go wrong, we know that everything in our pantry is going to be in date and nothing's expired. We don't think of things like water having an expiration date, but typically you'll see there's a 2-year shelf life on some of those products. So if you have stuff sitting in the back of your pantry that's been there for several years, it's always good to do a good inventory and make sure that everything that's back there is in fact in date. So if the power's been out and you're starting to worry about food that's been left in a refrigerator, again, the mantra really is, when in doubt, throw it out. One of the biggest things we're going to worry about in a hurricane situation where we might lose power is really food spoiling. And that is different from potentially pathogenic microorganisms. So really, we're worried about our food just going bad. Occasionally, food can become contaminated, and as it gets into that danger zone, there can be a probable risk of foodborne illness. That danger zone is between 40 degrees and 140 degrees Fahrenheit. So anywhere below 40 degrees, we'll make sure that no pathogens are able to grow. But really, we're worried about that food spoiling, not being available to eat, and then having a situation where no power and no food, and we want to avoid that. Have an ample supply of shelf-stable foods around, or canned goods, and that way you know you have food that's going to be safe, especially if you're going to have situations where your power may be out for several days. Most canned foods are in fact have already been cooked to a temperature which makes them safe, so you can eat them straight out of the can if you need to. Obviously, for sensory aspects, some of them are better warm than cold. Try to eat foods that are shelf stable first, that are in your pantry, and avoid going to the refrigerator at all.